Here we see the old Kennedy building, built in 1896. Over the years, it housed the Western Supply Company and the Red Wing Butter and Egg Company and a telegraph office on the first floor. Upstairs was C.B. Kennedy's law practice and the office of Dr. Rogers. In 1921, John Anderson bought the building from the Kennedy family and it became John Anderson & Son Furniture Store. John died a year later and his sons Joe, Clarence, and Elmer joined the business. When Joe passed on in 1951, Clarence and Don took over the business. When Clarence died in 1975, Don, later joined by his sons John and Gary, ran the business until 1987 when it was sold to Denny Gaspar, Chevrolet, Pontiac, and Buick. Across the street from the furniture store, we see the old Hull's Meat Market. This was later used by Fate Chevrolet for storage and was torn down several years ago. Here we see the building some years later with the work completed and new tenants. The Western Supply building on the left later became a part of the old Canton Theater. Here's the view looking down 5th Street from the corner of 5th and Cedar. The courthouse can be seen in the background. Here we see the south side of 5th, looking east from the same corner. The furniture store is on the far right. This is the intersection of 5th and Main in the mid-1890s. The First National Bank can be seen on the right. Here we see the 100 block of East 5th directly across from the courthouse. Taken in about 1900, you can see the Holter's Bargain Store where Peterson's Interior is today. Here's another view looking east down 5th from the intersection of Main. This picture was taken sometime in the early 1930s. The banner hanging above the street reads State Fair in Huron. Admission, 25 cents. In the 1890s, the Old Settlers Parade was one of the highlights of the year, bringing in hundreds and hundreds of people into Canton. This picture from the Old Settlers Parade in 1909 was taken at the corner of Broadway and 5th, looking west. You can see the post office at the left where Connor's Variety now stands. A few months earlier, after a terrible blizzard, the street looked a little different. This was taken in front of the Rudolph Hotel looking west. The Pantorium stands at the right. Here we see the Cut Hill Lumber Yard where A&R is today. Next door where the co-op now stands was the C.S. McVeigh livery stable. Here we see the south side of the 200 block of East 5th. The Sioux Valley News office is located on the far left. Originally published in a log building on what is now the Courthouse Square in 1872, the Sioux Valley News moved to this two-story frame building in 1880. In 1902, the building was replaced by a brick structure built for 6 stores and known as the Syndicate Block. The OK Restaurant at the far left is where the Wheel is presently located. Further down the block, the Gate City Bakery stood. Here's the view of 5th Street looking west from the intersection of Broadway, taken in the mid-1890s. The Courthouse Square is off to the right. Here we see the interior of a grocery store in Klondike. This, our only non-Canton picture, shows you what a typical grocery store in Canton may have looked like if we could have found a picture of one. Note what appears to be swastikas on these boxes piled on the floor. Here is a panoramic view of downtown Canton, taken in 1907 at the intersection of 5th and Main. You may note that things really haven't changed all that much in the last 81 years. We'll leave you with this street scene taken somewhere in Canton in about 1920. We hope you've enjoyed this look back at some of Canton's earlier buildings and businesses, and hope you'll watch us again in our next Journey Through the Past. The Board of Trustees of the Norwegian Augustana Synod met in May of that year. Their main discussion was the future of Augsburg Seminary and Marshall Academy, located in Marshall, Wisconsin. The school had operated